All right, good morning, everybody. Joe Van Doren here. I've switched a little things around here. And I'm running late because we had a delivery this morning that happened just as I was getting ready to go on. But we have a great word today and one that we can all focus on, I think, both from a family point of view and from a regular community and and our friends and whatnot point of view. And that word or that virtue that we're going to focus on today is mercy. So mercy is blessing others with our compassion and forgiveness. We are touched by their suffering and want to help. Justice is giving people what they deserve. Mercy is giving them more. We are merciful when we give ourselves and others a fresh chance after an offense or mistake. Nothing inspires hope so much as a clean slate. When we have the humility to remember the countless mercies we receive throughout life, we find it in our hearts to show mercy to others. We offer the gift of our tenderness. Isn't that a beautiful word? And mercy is something that all of us appreciate, especially when we've made a mistake, where we've done something that has hurt someone else. And I think the hardest thing, at least that I found for myself, is that sometimes we don't take the time to be merciful towards ourselves. And I think that's just a huge step in being able to demonstrate this kind of forgiveness and compassion for others, is our ability first to commit to being merciful with ourselves. So what happens, I guess, is, for me anyway, what happens is we make a mistake and we have these expectations that we're going to do things correctly. We're going to do things probably more in a real way. We're really thinking that we're going to do things perfectly. And that sense of perfection, or that need for perfection, it can come from a number of different places. And that's why I say, when we think about mercy as a parent, that's so important to not expect perfection from our kids. We everyone has bad days, right? And our kids have bad days too. And I have bad days. I have days, and I've talked about them here a couple of times, where, I've just, forgot who I was. I think that's the best way to put it. And so we want to always look at who are we? We're not perfect beings that are going to do everything perfectly the first time. And everything that our children are learning, whether it's about manners or whether it's about a skill, or something that they're trying to learn how to do, it takes time, and it takes incremental steps, right? And in the education world, they call it scaffolding. So you start with the simple, big picture kind of things, and then you work up to more and more specific. And this is just something that we have to do for ourselves too. We have to start with the big picture, and then look at, okay, I'm still on the road. This is a new opportunity for me, and we move forward. And so we give ourselves that, as it describes it here, a fresh chance after an offense or a mistake. And so, the ability for us to do this with others, whether it's our children or with our friends and family or the others in the community, oftentimes, I believe, stems from our own ability to not be so critical with ourselves, and to forgive ourselves, and to recognize that each moment in time is a new moment. It's a new place. It's a new opportunity for us to start over again and move forward and make different choices about how we do react or whatever. So our children are going to learn how to be merciful by the way we treat them. And if we are critical of them, or if we put them down for not having this skill yet, or I've told you this 1,000 times, right? Well, I keep going back to the example of when our children were learning to walk. And no, I don't know anybody that just said to their kid when they fell down after trying the first time, second time, 50th time, 100th time, just get up and walk. They didn't say, how can you be so uncoordinated that you can't walk? We just don't do that to our children, do we? But we give them encouragement. We give them a helping hand. We support them. We encourage them. We cajole them. We do everything in our power to help them have the the desire, I guess, to try again. And if we don't do that, what would happen, or what does happen, is when we put our children down, when we expect their perfection, when we expect them to do things right the second or third time, we're not giving them the opportunity to develop the skill. And the same thing is with mercy, right? That is showing mercy to them. It's not just giving them what they deserve, but it's giving them more. And so, we're going to give our children everything that we can in regard to opportunities. And that does not, and let's just say this so that we don't get anybody confused about this. I don't believe that we keep giving opportunities and keep giving opportunities as children get older and into adulthood, when they are, doing things that that they need to take responsibility for. So once again, we see how every virtue has a balancing virtue, right? And so we have expectations. We show. We give opportunities. We do our education work. We give them opportunities. We keep. We show them mercy. We help them practice. But in the end, especially on big issues, our children need to grow up and be adults and be responsible for themselves, and so we have to balance that mercy with our other virtues of expecting responsibility and respecting and expecting other things. And as I sit here, and I've said, so I'm just going to pull out my list of 100 virtues here, and let's just see, if we have, what is the balance of mercy, the balancing part of mercy. So I'm, helpfulness, they have to help themselves, don't they, first? Balancing mercy. Let me just see. Independence. Ooh, that's a good one, right? So independence is a virtue. And so that's, while we're going to be merciful, we also need to, the other person needs to develop their independence. We want them to show perseverance, right? So the balance of mercy then is allowing this development of maybe self-discipline, responsibility, resilience. All of those things are in there. So for ourselves, when we're to balance mercy, we might also have assertiveness in there, right? Where we speak the truth, or tact, where we speak the truth with kind words, but we're not giving in to someone who is still developing their responsibility. There's such a big subject, and I wish I had. As you know, I read these, and then I just, whatever we talk about is what we talk about. But that's a subject that we could really delve into quite deeply. As what is the balance of mercy, and when is it that, and maybe it is justice, as it says here. Justice is giving people what they deserve, and so maybe that's part of that balancing mercy. What do you think about that? I know it took a long time. I kind of stumbled through this a little bit, but I'm very interested in this subject of balancing mercy with what other virtue. All right, everybody, that's my thoughts today. And for myself, what I'm going to do is I am going to be careful with myself first, because I know that if I'm critical of myself, I'm probably going to be critical of others. I'm going to look at myself first and make sure that I'm giving myself the opportunity to start anew, and at the same time then I'm going to be careful to give others the opportunity to do the same. Well, thank you very much for being here and going through this whole 10 minutes. And until next time, keep practicing the virtues and the 4 C's of successful families. And that is clarity, communication, consistency, and community. Until next time.